According to Simon Johnson, a former chief economist at the International Monetary Fund, the U.S. economic and financial crisis is akin to those seen in emerging markets around the world. Johnson was instrumental in restructuring the economies of South Korea, Malaysia, Russia, and Argentina during the past decade, and sees many similarities between our dilapidated condition and the ones seen in the Third World or in emerging markets. Johnson, while writing for The Atlantic Online, said that the various crises facing the United States all stem from the fact that a small group of powerful elites holds too much sway over public matters. They can influence public policy and governmental agendas to benefit themselves, often to the detriment of everyone else. The reason we are in this recession, and the reason we will likely be stuck in it for years to come, is that Washington and Wall Street have built such a close symbiotic relationship. The never-ending campaign trail has led politicians to the richest of the rich seeking fundraising donors. In exchange, these economic elites gain influence over political decision-making as a return on their investment. That cozy relationship between the captains of industry and Washington's political establishment actually encouraged the excessive risk-taking that has brought the American economy to its knees. The rich and powerful sought governmental backing for their inordinate risks and were then bailed out with only a mild amount of political saber-rattling. Many were saved at little or no personal risk to their own accumulated fortunes. Wall Street's inordinate amount of influence on Washington policy was achieved through a combination of political campaign contributions and an unwavering belief in the idea that the financial wizards who make billions on transactions that have nothing behind them know what is best for the economy. It was also built upon the fact that Wall Street has become a minor league system for those in charge of regulating the finance industry. One prominent Wall Street icon, Goldman Sachs, has taken the nickname Government Sachs because of the constant trickle of executives and managers into high offices of the government. Most recently, former board member Henry M. Paulson became Secretary of the United States Treasury. With Wall Street at the helm of power over the past 2 decades, financial wizards were able to end regulations separating commercial and investment banks. They enacted a ban on the regulation of credit default swaps, instituted a measure which allowed banks to judge their own financial health, and passed a law increasing the amount of leveraged investment banks were allowed to take on. These lax regulations, combined with the virtually absent Securities and Exchange Commission, to produce the excessive risk-taking that brought this economy down. Lax regulations led executives to believe that their risk-taking would either pay off with wild and unregulated profits, or that their losses would be picked up by their cohort in government, at taxpayer expense. According to Simon Johnson and others, these elites are now using their long-standing influence to prevent the very reforms this nation needs to get back on its feet. The government seems helpless or unwilling to act against them. The government has created a fanciful concept of too big to fail, and saved those who should have been allowed to crumble. Capitalism is a risk-reward business, but in America, the elites have created a game where everything is a win-win. The government is essentially throwing good money after bad. One possible path that Johnson sees the U.S. going down mirrors the actions it has already taken to solve this crisis, dumping billions upon billions of dollars into individual banks one by one, and simply hoping that it succeeds. This is what inept economic leadership did in the battered economies of Argentina, Russia, and others around the world, when the government constantly saving a hand-selected few to the detriment of everyone else. On behalf of concerned citizens, I'm Craig Harrington. For more on this and other related topics, please log on to economyincrisis.org.
Up America, we have lost whole industries. Electronics, automobiles, and steel are just a few of these. Wake up, America! The challenge must be faced. It costs more than $2 billion for every day we waste. Wake up, America! We have to subsidize our research and development and reindustrialize. Wake up, America! Open up your eyes. Wake up, America! Wake up!
Produced by economyincrisis.org.